Today we've been joined by former East Perth WAFLW player, Jorja Schell. Jorja, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, Cooper.
No worries, anytime. Tell us a bit about yourself. What got you into footy and what type of player you are?
Well, I played a lot of footy when I was little. I played Auskick and nippers in my hometown Gamalling, and so just started from there. And my dad got me into it, and my mum didn't really want me to play footy. She wanted me to play hockey, but I just love footy so much more. And it was great. Yeah, no, I loved playing with the boys, and the boys are really good to play against because it made me a better player. And it was good.
So what type of player would you best describe you as to the type of player you play like and the position?
Well, I usually like to play in more the midfield forward. Yeah. And I'm more of a small forward when I play the forward line because I'm quite short. But I was usually I grab the ball off the ground. I don't really take any high marks, and I can when I want to, but yeah, I was more of a small, quick player rather than a taller and marking overhead player. So yeah.
What would you say are some of your biggest strengths as a footballer?
I would say my kicking and probably my leading. I feel like I'm quite good at leading because I just take off the I just take off of the player a lot, and it's hard. It's I just take it's hard for them to catch up. And I would say probably a little bit of marking and my kicking. I'm a left footer, so so I swing around on the opposite side, so people are caught off guard and don't actually see where I'm going because I run the other way instead of the down the right wing. So that's probably what I'm good at. But yeah.
That's good. Now, people probably be wondering, Jorja, why I've got the word former East Perth player on here. You're only 18, so what's a bit of the decision of why you pulled yourself out of the WAFLW?
So I have been stressing with work and study lately. I'm starting studying soon, and I'm trying to find a job. And thank God I've found a job now. But during footy, I had a trouble with commitment and stuff, and it was quite hard for me to go to every training and it was it was very hard for me to do that, and because of the commitment and also mental health as well. It was a big toll on my mental health, and because it was a big commitment, and WAFL's pretty serious, and if you're not playing it and you're only playing it for your life and you're not getting paid, it's quite hard to do when you've don't have a job, and it's and so I went to Wembley and just tried to play I went to play just community footy just to help my mental health, and because it's just so what's it called? Sorry. It's just so much more relaxing, and it's easier to play footy whilst at Wembley because East Perth is always footy. It's the first priority, and I can kind of control my life when I'm playing Wembley. Sorry, the dogs are going crazy.
All right. Your time there at East Perth, how did you find from a team view? How could one bond with some more people and build some connections as well?
Sorry, can you repeat that again? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Okay, all good. So obviously your time in East Perth, I know it was shorter than probably what was planned, but how was it though? Did you build some good connections there? and to kind of point of view, know what level you need to be to get to that level and beyond?
Yeah. So I built a few connections from last year with the Rogers coaches, and they were really really understanding and really helping, and they were really good, and they helped me through getting back up fit because I didn't play half the season, and they helped me get fit and ready for the Rogers season, and they're just really supportive, and and I've had a few teammates along the way that have been really supportive as well, and
Now, you've been aware that I had some of your teammates in my goal encounter did when I ventured over to Perth about 3 or so weeks ago. You were telling me the other day about it. So how do you feel some of your former teammates fared in that? And what did you think of it overall?
Look, I know a few girls from playing against them. They're good players. I've seen them kick goals against me, and I've actually played with some of the Claremont girls that you've got there. And no. So did you say overall? What did you say? Sorry.
What do you think of the overall video? Was there some people in there? You mentioned some of the girls there at Claremont. Did some people surprise you that you did know about? And what did you think of it overall? Because it was a pretty nice, tight contest. There was no say someone was waiting.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good it was a good level of group of girls that you had. They had similar skills. I was quite impressed by Jazz Johansson with kicking on the boundary line. But I was very impressed with her, and I saw Beck Anderson was one of my good mates from Claremont, and she was very, very good in that, in kicking goals, because I've seen her kick goals with me and help me as well in footy as well.
Yeah, you mentioned Jazz. I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit, Jorja, and I'm sure Jazz won't care. But so what happened is that kick that you saw that Jazz got that goal from the boundary in the first kick.
Yeah,
that probably shouldn't have been the case, because I didn't have the other two. She had 2 extra shots before that, but that's because she kicked it before I clicked it, so she got 3 chances.
Really?
Yes, but
honestly, she gets away with it, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, that's probably why, if you heard that background noise when she kicked that, they're all going, "Oh, that's because she had the other 2."
She had the other 2 kicks. Yeah, that's so funny.
That's Jess the Ripper. I've had her on recently, and she did one of the people that got to the final bit. Now, obviously, you mentioned about playing up forward. Obviously, you would love kicking goals, Jorja. So, what is one of the best goals you've ever kicked at any level?
So I've actually got 2. They're both from the same place. I kicked a goal, this is in 2021 when I kicked it in a grand final. Nice. We lost, unfortunately, but I had a set shot on the boundary, and so I kicked it banana, and I was on the boundary, and I kicked it in banana, and it went in, thank God, because I went for a set shot, and if I missed, my coach would have been very mad at me. And I've got another goal that I kicked first game back at East Perth against East Freo. In Rogers Cup, I kicked it from the same area, and on the run, I picked the ball up and just chucked it on my boot, and it went, and it's I bananaed it, and it went in. So it was really good. Yeah.
You love that, Jorja, and it's a good thing too, because it proves that your first attempt, because you said the 2 similar goals, so the first one, it proves it wasn't a fluke, and you've done it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. I'm glad I got it in the second time, because honestly, they would have been mad at me as well going for that goal.
They were stick shit. But celebrated, Jorja. Is there any goal celebrations that you pulled out in those moments, or just in general, if you kicked a goal, is there something you go to?
Honestly, I'm sometimes I'm just like so overwhelmed that I don't do anything. I just like stand there, and
Be
people
shy.
people just come and high five me and hug me.
Yeah.
And I don't think of doing a celebration. I don't know why, but
Hmm.
yeah.
That's fair enough. If you
Yeah.
were to have one planned, Georgia, what
Mhm.
go-to celebration would you pull out?
Well, I do like is it Xavier Dersma that does like
Yes.
the bow and arrow? I would like to do that, and also probably just that one. I do like that one.
Mm.
And then probably Charlie Cameron's like
Oh yeah, the little
the motorbike. Yeah, that's just running around the crowd and doing the motorbike. That's pretty cool as well. I would like to do that, but I'll see. If I kick another goal, I'll probably do it.
That's good. We'd love that, Georgia.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets captured on film too to make it look even better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, on the topic of goals, mark a goal of the year, Georgia. Which one would you rather do and why?
Well, probably mark of the year. I do like marking the ball because it's very satisfying, and I also want to take a specky on someone because I would like to sit on their head and take a mark, and yeah. But yeah, mark of the year. Honestly, I've kicked a lot of goals. I've kicked a lot of good goals, but I reckon mark of the year would be super satisfying and really good to win. Honestly, because and not many people can mark and are good at marking, and getting that title would be awesome. So yeah.
Very true, Georgia. I mean, when you've been there, done that with goals, it'd be nice to get
exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Look, you can't go wrong either way, can you? 50-50. It's always a split answer. There's valid reasons for both. They're both great. But yeah, I personally just choose goal purely for the fact that I can only do that. I can't do much. Like the examples you mentioned about people where they can't do it. I can't do it either. But I did play, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have to be doing a lot during the week. Like, if you want to be good at marking, you have to practice marking and you actually have to see where the ball is coming into your hands, and it's quite difficult, but yeah.
Can't tin ass a mark of the year contender than a goal, I suppose.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I suppose you can't really tin ass a mark of the year compared to say a goal of the year where you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Now, obviously, George, as you said, you've made the move from WAFLW to local footy. How much of a pressure reliever is it for you to, like you said, it was putting a lot on you, and just take a step level down, and be able to balance everything as well? Now, how are you feeling moving to to community footy?
Yeah, it was a good change, I feel, because I don't know, I have less stress. I can feel like I can do more things during the day, and when I have footy training for East Perth, that's all I'm thinking about, that day. And so it just stressed me out in that way. And so I can, with Wembley, I look forward to doing some fun footy and playing with my mates, and it's less stress on my shoulders, and I feel so much better doing playing with Wembley. So
it's good. So when did you feel in the moment when you were at East Perth, or whether it was during your season break, when did you feel like it's enough's enough, I need to get out of this stress of WAFLW and take a step back and relax?
It was probably around when I came back from, I had a trip. I went to Canada, and I missed a bit of pre-season, and I came back and I did a few weeks of training, and and honestly, those 3 weeks were probably the most stressful 3 weeks of the year, and the years only just started, and so that I felt probably the most stressed after those the 3 weeks in coming back from Canada. And
That's fair. Am I correct in saying that you did play a practice match
this
season, and that was the final waffle level game that you played?
Yeah, I did play I played. No, do you mean a practice match or an inter-club match? Because I played both. I played one with an inter-club match with the league.
Yeah.
And then I didn't finish much of that game because I came back from Canada that week.
Yeah.
And I was jet lagged. But then I played a Rogers scratch match against Claremont.
Yeah.
So I played the whole game of that. So yeah.
Fair enough. Is this? I know obviously right now the focus is planned for Wembley, but is there ever any ideal plans that you map out that you want to come back at some point, or just to see how it goes, or how do you go with that process?
Yeah, 100%. No, I would love to come back and play waffle when I'm probably a bit older and a bit more mature, so I don't have trouble with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I'm just too young yet, because I feel like I can't, my brain can't take on that much commitment and stress. So I went back to Wembley and have probably a few years there, and and just enjoy footy, and then go back when I want to, and the stress is gone. So
that's right. Yeah, there's no point. Anything goes for anything, not just footy. If you're in a situation where you just feel it's just too much, there's no point just trying to push along, I suppose. If it gets to a point, you don't want it to get to that point where it's really getting worse. It's just better to get out of it now than trot along in your case, play Perth, and then go and just not enjoy every game, or have that stress. Go up the weeks you keep going. So it's best to just get out of it straight away, and then the better it might come back better.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully it does.
So now, obviously at Wembley, so you played only that WAFLW game not too long ago. So if you started any Wembley games so far, if so, how's that gone for you?
Well, the only thing we've been doing is match sim. So we're getting ready for a scratch match that is next weekend. And I think it's against Kingsley. And so I'm getting ready for that and see where I'm at with, I don't know, fitness or game fitness. And yeah, it'll be good, hopefully, to get back into footy and have a kick around.
That's good. So if you had any personal footy accomplishments / premierships you've had in your time in any level of footy, I know you mentioned just recently being in a losing grand final, but overall, have you had any personal accolades that you've been most proud of throughout your footy journey, whether that's through locally or community or at WAFLW or Rogers?
Yeah. So this is a very long time ago, probably about 6 years ago. I was playing for Wembley in juniors. And we won a grand final. From being probably we weren't top of the team. We were kind of the underdogs coming in. And we flogged Claremont. It was a great feeling, and yeah, it was really good. That's probably one of the probably the biggest accomplishments that I have had. But I haven't come close with a grand final in Rogers Cup or WAFLW, but we've been in finals, but just haven't gotten past that cusp of semi-finals, and so.
Any nicknames to get at any club that you like or dislike?
Oh well, I have a few. I get called called Shelly usually, or Shell, just my last name.
Yeah.
And they cut off the A on my name. They just call me George.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's probably just Shelly, Shell, George. Yeah, it's probably the three that they call me.
ever been called? I'll be shocked if you haven't actually, even if it's only once. Have you ever been called seashell?
Seashell? Oh yeah, I have actually been called that at school, like mainly. Probably not on the footy field, but at
Yeah.
school, people have called me seashell, and yeah, my family butcher it. So yeah.
What's some goals you set for yourself this year, Georgia? Obviously, as you've made that step to move out of WAFLW, what's some goals you set for yourself this year?
So I have a little trouble with like fitness. I really want to get my fitness like really up and like try to run a lot during the season and during games, and probably winning a premiership again, because that is the best feeling. Honestly, I haven't won one in a while, and winning a premiership would just be honestly the best feeling.
That's good. Who's some teammates that you've seen, or teammates or people from WA that you've known that have gotten picked up at AFLW level, or some that are in this year's draft crop that you're excited to see how their football journeys will go? Is there any names that come to mind that you're most excited to see how they go this year, or that they already are in AFLW or just being picked up?
Well, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Caitlin, is it Caitlin Schrott, pick number 3 last? Yeah.
So, yep.
Sohui. Oh yeah, and I'm quite excited for her to see her go in it's GWS, isn't it? Yeah. And probably Georgie Cleaver, and all the playing in Eagles, so it would be pretty good.
Representing the Eagles and the Giants, that's absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Who did you grow up supporting?
Who did I grow up supporting?
Yeah.
So firstly, I supported the Eagles because my dad and mum went for the Eagles. I was an Eagles rookie member for like 10 years.
Nice.
And and then I've like crossed paths and like kind of like been following Carlton.
Okay.
And, so I have a few boys from over, like Patrick Cripps is from here.
Yeah.
And he's probably one of my like idols. Like I feel like he's a good player to watch and a good player to learn off. So I've been following Carlton for a few years. So yeah.
Okay. How did your dad take you jumping off the Eagles and moving over to Carlton? I'm sure that wouldn't have gone over too well, as with anyone that has someone change the teams that they originally both went for.
Honestly, he wasn't fazed by it, but he was quite pissed off. But I was like, he invited me one day to Eagles game, and I was like, don't go for Eagles anymore. And he's like, what? You're coming with me to the game?
Yes.
Yeah, and he just made me go, and it was still really good to watch, but it was one of the years that Eagles were on the bottom of the ladder, so it probably wasn't great, but yeah. So
dare I say it, Georgia, are you jumping off because they finished at the bottom? So
No. I've been following Carlton for a few years, and probably like probably about 6 years maybe. I think. Yeah. So
jump off West Coast after they won the granny.
Won the premiership, yeah. Honestly, I was getting a bit. I don't know what I was doing, but it's not about the team. It's about the players I follow, and I just like the players in Carlton. So yeah.
Was that like the final hurrah? Good, we've had our moment. Now I'm changing.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah. I don't remember.
Fair enough. Could be Paddy Cripps. Could be how long's he? He's been there for over 6 years, I think. But anyway.
Yeah, Paddy Cripps. He got drafted right after school, so I think he's been there for about 10 years.
Yeah, fair enough. It's been that long already. Now, some of your favourite teammates down at any of the clubs you've been a part of?
Favorite teammates. I've got one teammate that has been with me for probably 7 or 8 years during footy in Perth. So she her name's Michaela Rogers, and she plays for East Perth, and
Nice.
she's probably one of the best teammates I've had during the 8 years I've been playing footy in Perth, and she's been really good. And I've got a few teammates that I've met at East Perth this year, and I get along with really well. Alessia Schmigden, she was in state 18s a few years ago, I think it was, and and I've got a few girls, as I said, Beck Anderson was really good to play with, and some of the Claremont girls are really good.
So who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at East Perth, or any team you've been a part of, and why?
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry?
That's right. Who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at East Perth, or any of the teams you've ever been a part of, and why?
Who loves to be in the limelight?
It's a bit of time.
Lucy Greenwood loves to be she's a really good player, Lucy Greenwood. And she deserves to get all the hype, and she's very fairly rated as a player, and she's really good. And probably I would say as well me. I love being in the spotlight and being a good player. It probably what makes me a good player, as in just trying to. I'm a bit cocky, and I'm glad I'm hope you're glad that I admitted it, because some cocky people don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've had people on who they might be, I don't know if up themselves to the right term, or cocky, but something
cocky, arrogant. Yeah.
Thank you. That's I can't think of the word. Yeah, arrogant. And they don't really like admitting it. It's not. Well, it could be a bad thing, but from this point of view, I don't care if you think you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
It's good enough. Honesty is good, Jorja. Honesty is good.
Yeah, honesty is good. It's probably better to be cocky than not cocky, because sometimes you need to believe in yourself, and being cocky is probably the only thing that can work and help you be a better footy player. So
So I think people might need to take that advice on board, Jorja. It's good advice.
Yeah, be cocky. It makes you a good footy player.
Help. I mean, I have, as you know, obviously, I've got my own footy channel, and I do my cricket vlogs, and people like to know how I go. Then I kind of play it up a little bit. I'll say, in junior footy, when I won 3 or 4 or 5 leading goal kick awards, only in my team, not the league. But I love to pump as well. It is bragging, it is being cocky and arrogant, but the people want to bring. I'll bring it out then.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah.
The way to go about it.
Yeah,
now,
100%.
Fun facts about you that people may not know about you.
Honestly, I'm a pretty boring person, to be honest. Actually, no. I play a lot of Fortnite. I play a lot of the video game Fortnite. That's probably the only most interesting thing. And I'm just not interesting, honestly. But I
didn't think you were interesting. You wouldn't have been on. So that's wrong, but that's okay.
I have a lot of hobbies, but it's mainly footy. Footy's probably a lot. But I used to play a lot of cricket when I was little as well, and I was thinking going back to it.
Be good.
Yeah. So cricket was it.
I'm glad you mentioned cricket, Jorja. I'm a cricket fanatic as well, and obviously, I don't know if the cricket videos are up lately.
I've seen them. Yeah,
yes.
I love cricket. Yeah,
absolutely.
Really
so now, cricket question, the hard-hitting questions, Jorja. Are you a batter, bowler, all-rounder, fielder, bench warmer, scorer? What category do you fit yourself under?
I would probably say all-rounder
Nice.
and fielder.
Okay.
I actually wicket keep as well. I can wicket keep as well.
Okay, nice. That's good. So would you
I'm a pace bowler.
say
Yeah. Probably my highest in my strength is my pace bowling.
can
Yeah.
the opposition, Georgia, handle heat?
Would you say sorry? Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Okay, can the opposition handle the heat?
Oh, probably not. No, honestly. It scares the shit out of them when I bowl. But yeah. But I feel like if you're a good batsman, honestly, I reckon you would probably be able to whack the crap out of my bowling. But yeah.
That's fair enough. I mean, even good bowlers, Georgia, these days, they get whacked around as well. So, I mean, there's always,
Exactly. Yeah.
dare I say it, do you only deal in boundaries and only deal in wickets? Because that's the catchphrase I go by.
Dealing boundary. What'd you say? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Dealing boundaries. So, 4s and 6s.
Yeah, dealing boundaries. So how much do I do of more of that or wickets?
Batsman?
Sorry, it cut out. Sorry, what did you say?
Aggressive batsman?
Yep.
So therefore, you're only dealing boundaries then?
Oh yeah, so I'm probably more of an aggressive batsman, but I wouldn't say I'm an aggressive batsman. I'm probably quite smart
Defensive.
where I get I'm probably better if I was playing a test match because I'd probably take ages to get runs.
Yeah.
But can hit a few boundaries every now and then. But yeah, no, but I was probably more an aggressive bowler.
Nice.
Yeah. More wickets, honestly. Like more wickets. Like I didn't have many runs to my name as well. Usually when I played cricket when bowling. So
that's fair enough. So you're only dealing wickets. That's still good. One of the two is good enough, Georgia. That's a good one.
yeah, exactly.
So what would you say is your best figures and batting score that you've ever got? And how long ago was it that you played?
So I played probably 4 years ago in community cricket. I went back I played that Super Florrie at the in the 17s, and I went back to Wembley and played with Wembley in the 16s. And yeah, I was batting against Whitfords, and I hit 65 not out. Actually, no, I think I did get out. It was 65 out. It was not out. It wasn't not out. So, but it was 65 runs because we ran out of batters, and when I went on, I had to hit 65 runs, like more than 65 runs. Well, not more than 65 runs, but less than 65 runs to win the game, and I did, and it was really good. So
that's you love it, Georgia. That's great. And most recently, my high score is 62 not out.
Oh well, that's probably better than me because I got out.
Technically, I could have got in next ball for we know, but in that, so I'd been in a team where we hadn't won at that point, or 2 weeks before that, we hadn't won a game for over 1,092. That's not a lie. That's how long it was between wins for my team. I know, but that I'd been a part of. The players chopped and changed throughout those 4 years, but me and were regular. And yeah, it was so painful to go through loss after loss after loss. And then 2 weeks prior to that, we finally won a close game. And I didn't really contribute to that win. So it felt it was an awkward moment. You know, we get your first win in that amount of days. And I didn't bowl, and I normally do. And then I made a duck. So it was a weird feeling. And then 2 weeks later, this game we were just mentioning, we were chasing 333 in 40 over game.
Oh,
and
whoa.
I know. The ground wasn't big, but whatever. We both play on it. So we had to chase that. And I'd come in, we needed 120 runs off the last.
What was the run rate?
Oh, we needed 12 and over, I think, for most of that. Yeah, and it was just trying to add up in my head. It was from the get-go. It was from like 8, 9, 10 and over from the start. So to win, about 9 and over from the start. And to win like that, it needed 120 off 10 overs. Oh no, it was 100. It might have been 100 off 10 overs. So, still a lot.
Yeah, it's
And
a lot of 10 overs.
yeah, we had to retire at 50, so I had like an over off. So when I made that 50, I came back in, and then we needed what was it? We needed 8 off the last 7 balls. Now you think that's nice and cruisy, right? But we had 1 wicket left, so a few guys retired. But I was back in with one of the other guys that retired, and we needed 8 off 7. And I'm thinking, we haven't won a game for this long. We could win 2 in 3 games, and we want to put that pressure on. And I normally would say choke under the pressure like that, but it's on film too, and it's on my channel as well. It was just so good to be in that situation and then get the win. And that was satisfying to myself and the other guy I talk about. We hadn't won for that many days, and we had both contributed in it, which made it so good.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Honestly, I don't know how they got 300 runs off 40 overs in the first place.
You both, but by the way, that's not the first time we've considered a mammoth score like that. This is just one that we've actually won off that.
Yeah. Well, that's really good. Yeah, honestly, I would be psyched if that happened to me. Yeah.
So you're talking about being cocky and arrogant. That's why we bring this up, because I love it. It's just
Exactly.
3 years
Well,
or 4 years.
Yeah, well, obviously, you have to be cocky during when you're playing sport, honestly, because well, you're not gonna get through. I feel like if you're not true to yourself and you're not arrogant and you're not up yourself, then you're just not gonna get anywhere, honestly. So yeah,
That's right. And that was a great date. Now I've lost train of thought where I was at. Now, what would you say is the best game you've ever played, Jorja, at any level? Is there any particular
the best game?
Yeah.
In footy or the best sport?
Yeah, your best game probably you've ever played at AFL. Oh, AFL. At in footy, yeah.
Probably the grand final I won. Actually, no, probably the grand final I lost. In 2021 against Marist.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing at North Beach, and I thought I played really well. Like I kicked 5 goals from the midfield, and I felt like I did really well in that. But unfortunately, they were better, and they just kept kicking goals when I was kicking goals, and yeah, they were just really good.
That's still bloody impressive, Jorja, and it makes it more impressive too that you said you kicked 5 from the midfield, and I thought it was up forward. So no, that just makes it even more impressive.
Yes. Yeah. No. Well, I was playing midfield and I was running into the forward line. I play a lot of if I play midfield in community footy, I do run into the forward line and help kick goals if they need us. So yeah,
that's good. So who would you? Or what is something someone does at the clubs that you've all been that you've ever been a part of that you can't see, whether it's leaving rubbish around, just being flat out annoying? Is there anything that ticks you off that people do at football?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of young girls there that are a bit immature, and I don't know, they just they piss fat around a lot sometimes, but yeah, honestly, they play with all the balls and stuff, and and play I don't know, sometimes they're just really immature sometimes, and it kind of shits me when I'm trying to train, and so
I love that honesty too. So I've seen examples of stuff like that, and people when you ask something like, nah, it's okay. Like you can be, like we're saying, you can be bloody open and honest.
Exactly, 100%. I definitely have some I definitely have examples of girls being a bit immature whilst we were training, but honestly, to be honest, I'm quite immature when I train. It just makes it more fun for me. But yeah.
I always sometimes at cricket try stirring people up as well. Like if I bowled someone out, even though it's training, you bowl them out. I go, thank you. That's one for me. That's another one, and then
the sledging. 100%. I do sledge. I do sledge when I play match sim and stuff. I do sledge my own players just to funny sledge, not mean sledge, but like just to like stir them up and yeah.
I just feel that you would be one, going off just this conversation alone, that you would be one that would give some feedback back to people that's trying to set you up, whether they're behind the fence at a football game or at training or match sims and everything. Have you ever had any examples at games of football where you've given something back to the crowd, or someone's given you something and you've retaliated, or do you actually ignore them?
Well, not on the crowd, probably more on the field.
All right. You get back to them?
This is probably like a few, like based off few examples. I've given, like, some people have given me a shove, I'll come back and shove them, and because like it's just footy, it's a contact sport, and if they give you a shove, it's good to give them a shove back and probably step on their boot a little bit and just like piss them off, get in their head, and so
I've seen now, I don't know if people would class this as going too far, but I've seen some people on a football field, this is not me, but I've seen people do this where they'll go up to an opposition player more likely than their teammate. They'll go up and kiss them on the cheek or something. And I've seen people do that. How would you be if someone did something of that similar nature to you? From an opposition point?
It depends who it is. Like, if it's someone that I don't know, probably I'd be a bit weirded out by it. But if it's someone I know, I would laugh. I would think it's funny. Like if it was someone that I played with or played against, and if they've come up and kissed me on the cheek, I would probably start laughing. So yeah.
Jumper number. Is there a jumper number that you've had while you've been at East Perth that you're stuck with, or that you enjoyed, and even now down at Wembley? Is there any jumper number you're attached to?
So I was number 34 at East Perth for 2 years. And I've got quite a bit of attachment to number 3.
Yep.
Because my dad played 20 years of footy with number 3. So, and our number plate on the back of our car is number 3, and I've just got a big connection with the number 3, and it's probably passing on down from another generation of footy from dad. And just wearing that jumper kind of tells people that I respect him as when he was a player, and I want to follow in his footsteps, and so.
Jorja, any game day superstitions that you have?
Oh, game day superstitions. Oh, what's going to happen on the day, or what I do?
Yeah, what you do. Do you have set routine? Do you
Yeah.
Do you have to have a certain food item before the game? Do you have to bring your drink all the time? Is there anything that you do that you would generally do every single game day?
Honestly, I'm not really a superstitious person, but I do before I go to the game, I have porridge for breakfast. And that's the only thing I have for breakfast. Porridge and fruit for breakfast is on a Sunday or a Saturday before footy, I have porridge. And that's probably one of the things that I do most regularly. I don't know how to say that, but
sometimes, Jorja, it's all good. Any outside of footy interests that you have?
I do a lot of I'm studying to be a masseuse, a massage therapist.
Oh, nice.
And I do a lot of massaging outside. I haven't started to study yet, but I do a lot of massage outside of footy, and on family members and friends, and it's really good to learn about the muscles, and so I can get ready for study. And it's it's probably one of the best things I've learnt to do. It's just a good activity to do and you also when you want to learn as well. So yeah.
So if there was ever an injury, Georgie, you got upon yourself, would you, to use the quote, would you fix yourself?
What did you say? Sorry.
So if you were to cop an injury, Georgia, or you were feeling, tight leg, hamstring, or arm, shoulders, whatever, would you be one to say, "Got this? I'm doing this now. I'll fix myself up"?
Probably not. Honestly, I stress so much. If I've gotten injured, I'm probably one of the most stressful people you see. Yeah, because I've actually stuffed up both of my shoulders. So I broke my collarbone on the left side and did my AC joint on the right side. And honestly, those two things are probably the most stressful things. Yeah, it's not good. I would not be able to fix myself as well because those are bones and joints, and I'm like massage therapist, like use like muscles to fix people in that. Yeah, so.
Any favorite TV shows or movies?
Yeah, I do have a few. Probably my favorite TV show of all time.
Yep.
Oh. Probably it was it's like a weird one, but it's on Apple TV Plus. It's called Dickinson. It's got not Emily. It's about Emily Dickinson, and yeah, it's got Haley Steinfeld in it, and I really love Haley Steinfeld, so it's probably one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Yeah. And
go on.
And probably my favorite movie. Sorry. Probably something with Natalie Portman is probably one of the Star Wars movies because I really like Natalie Portman as well. So, yeah.
That's fair enough. Favorite movies, music. I meant favorite music.
I quite like R&B, like rap. So probably Drake. Drake. I like a lot of like pop, probably like Renee Rapp, pop. Yeah. So probably those two mostly, and Bryson Tiller, and just probably like R&B, rap, or like pop. That's probably my like favorite genres.
That's fair. Any teammates you've been impressed by, Georgia? They kind of fly under the radar a little bit. They don't get talked about as much as you feel. Anyone that's been at East Perth, or anyone you just mentioned, Jazz and Beck, who obviously weren't at East Perth. So is there any players that you feel like kind of fly under the radar a little bit? They don't get talked about as much as they do, or if they do get talked about, not as much as you feel they should.
Yeah. Honestly, Sabella Banks, the person you interviewed I think it was a few days ago. I feel like she doesn't get the recognition that she does. Honestly, she's a really good, very good player. I feel like she's a bit underrated in that sport. But yeah, she's a great player, and I do rate her, and she's quite dangerous when it comes like when she's on your team, and yeah. So
Good answer. I'm sure Banks appreciate that. Now, this answer can go any way. Defenders. I feel like they deserve a bit more love, Georgia, than what they get. Obviously, the midfields with the Brownlow and Rucks, even these days, get recognised in Brownlow votes. And then obviously the forwards, wear the Coleman medals. So do defenders deserve their own official title to an award as well?
Oh, 100%. Honestly, without defenders, I feel like we would, as like coming from my perspective, I feel like I would struggle with, like, if there wasn't any defenders on the team. And honestly, you have to be a really good player to be a defender because you're not really getting the ball that much. You're just keeping the player from the ball. And
that's right.
Yeah, so honestly, I don't think I probably couldn't survive in defending. So yeah, defending definitely deserves a title because it's quite a hard job to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, have you ever had any AFL or AFLW player interactions, Jorja, as a fan, that are memorable or forgettable?
I've got a few. I'm actually quite good friends with Emma O'Driscoll that plays for the Dockers. Yeah, so she's a good mate. She's actually from Northam, and she's like 30 minutes where I'm from, like my hometown. And yeah, she's really good. And probably AFL. I played when I played on the field. I played on the field at like Nippers and played in the Eagles team, and I got to meet like Josh Kennedy and Jack Darling and all those players. So it was really good.
Good. Now, Emma O'Driscoll, you're talking about Emma there. She's a lively character, isn't she?
Yeah, 100%. She's so funny. Honestly, she makes me laugh and like probably makes me wet myself when I laugh. So she's so funny.
Definitely, she definitely shows that. I mean, I think sometimes if a footy career didn't work for her, there might be a life in comedy for her. If footy
Yeah,
doesn't
honestly, she's very, very, very funny.
Mm.
When I'm bored, I watched the it's Rockers and Rollers now, isn't it? The podcast with Hayley Miller.
I think
honestly so funny.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. That's another thing to prove that. To listen to that, and you wouldn't know that. I've heard of it. I haven't really watched much of it, but I have seen snippets. What are interesting. Now, this is actually the time of the podcast, Jorja, where teammates' hearts get broken. Teammates love you more and more, or maybe. Let's see how you go here. Best chatterbox of the club.
Best chatterbox. That's so. Honestly, there's so many. Would you want to say Wembley or East Perth?
Oh, you can do East, or either or. Up to you.
Probably Gabby Kensoza. She's plays in the league. She's a chatterbox. Honestly,
that's good.
That's who I can like. It comes to my mind first. So Gabby Kensoza.
That's the first answer that comes to mind is the true answer there.
Yeah, 100%.
This could go either way, Jorja, as well. If you were stuck on a deserted island with teammates, who are you bringing and not bringing, and why?
I would probably bring Michaela Rogers. And Michaela Rogers for the probably more for the entertainment, because she probably entertains me when I'm on the deserted island, and probably Taylor Suter, because she's like a mum and she would probably look after me and probably feed me, and so, and I don't know who I wouldn't bring, but I probably wouldn't bring probably Alessia, because she's a big eater. She'd probably eat all the food and probably not savour it. So, yeah.
That's fair enough. Now, who is the loudest and quietest teammates?
The loudest, I would probably say Taylor Suter. She's probably the loudest for me. The experience for me. And probably another loudest one would be Paris Laurie. I think I haven't been playing at Wembley long, but she's quite loud, like positively loud, and helps girls, and talks to girls when they need it. So, probably the quietest. Honestly, I don't know a lot of names at Wembley because I just came from East Perth, but probably the quietest from East Perth would be. So Bella's actually quite quiet if you think about it, but
actually,
yeah, she's quite quiet. I don't know. She probably just keeps it to herself more. I don't think she's not quiet, but she does does her own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. I do. I mean, again, all in these categories of loudest and quietest and chatterbox and all that stuff, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, you can be a chatterbox and not be annoying. You can be loud and not annoying. You can be quiet, 100%. Normal. It doesn't mean as bad as some people may think it means.
Yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I'm definitely more of the chatterbox as well. And some people put me in line when I talk too much, and I just take it. I just it's just a brush of the shoulder, really. I don't really take it offensively, but yeah,
Get
just
lost.
100%. Get lost, yeah.
Most prized possessions, Georgia.
My car, because it's brand new. It's a good car. If it's probably my most prized possession, and probably my bed. Like
No. Bed?
I'm a big sleeper, and if I didn't have a bed, there would be a problem. So it's probably one of my prized possessions.
Yeah, that's an interesting answer. I've never heard anyone say a bed. What? At all. What's so appealing? Is it just a bed because it's a bed, or is it bed because you got a type of bed is why you like it so much, or is it just because it's a bed? Like, is it because of the brand or anything?
It's just the bed. Like, honestly, if I didn't have a bed, I would be the grumpiest person you would ever meet. Like, bed because I like sleep. Like, I need a good bed so I can go to sleep properly and wake up in the morning all fresh and so.
We wouldn't want you, Georgia, to be very Betty pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. No. That was a funny joke.
Because I know someone's going to say something to them, so that's lame, but I don't care what you think. Georgia's opinion matters more here.
Yeah.
Now, this is the time of the show also where food critiquing comes about. And, Georgia, I don't understand for the life of me why people get so trigger-fingered by all these type of food questions. Some you may have heard of, some you may not have heard of. Chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
It's a palmy. Not a palmer, it's a palmy.
Thank you very much, Georgia. It's in the... It's spelled with an I, palmy, P-A-R-M-I. It's pronounced parmigiana.
It's parmigiana, yeah. So it's palmy, not palmer. There's no A in it.
There's no A, there's no O. Yeah. I've heard Y, I've heard all these stupid, wrong, ridiculous answers, Georgia. And I'm glad everyone I've said this to on here, which is over 20-odd people at least, no one said anything different than palmy. So I hope that streak continues, because when the first person, no matter who they are, if they bring up something else, I'm going to bite back at them. Not in a pet way, but say, why do you think it's that? Because you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Honestly, I think it's probably a WA thing. I've never heard a WA person say palmer. It's probably more like over east, like Queensland, palmer. I don't know why they call it like that. So it's a palmy. Sorry, but it is.
So that's just a fact of life. Yeah.
Yeah, fact of life.
That's right. Damn right. Now, tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
I'm gonna get roasted, but my mum put it in the cupboard, but I would put it in the fridge.
Okay. Look, I'm not fussed either.
I don't know, because I grew up with mum putting it in the cupboard, but like I honestly would put it in the fridge.
Yeah. If I was to choose, I couldn't care. Maybe it might rotate all the time. One time I might put it in the cupboard, then it might be in the fridge. I don't know. I don't really give a shit which one it is.
Yeah, I don't give a shit either. Honestly, yeah.
So we'll count. So that's 2. Now, only 2 people have ever got all these questions right. So I want to see if we can be the third. And they're only most recently. It took me a while to get someone to get these all correct. But anyway, that's 2 for 2. All right. This is generally the one, Georgia, that seems to bloody split me up with someone if they do get one different. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
No.
Good. Thank you very much. 3 for 3.
Honestly, I ate it as a kid and now I don't like it, and it's ugh.
No, I don't like it on a pizza. I don't like it on a burger. I don't like it on anything. It'll be thrown to the side. Oh, I won't have it. No, don't like it. So that's 3 for 3. That's good. Favorite food?
Probably honestly chocolate.
Answer 4 for 4.
Yeah, chocolate.
particular chocolate brand or type of chocolate?
Reese's like peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Yep, they're good. And probably Cadbury milk, just block of chocolate. Good taste.
The popular brand one, that's a good one as well. So
Yeah, popular one. Yep.
Good. Best dish to cook if you do cook. If you don't cook, is there any particular type of food that you would do?
I do cook sometimes if my sister's not cooking, and probably the most dish my favorite dish to cook is probably spag bowl.
No.
So
for 5.
Let's go. 5 for 5. Yeah, woo! Let's go.
Let's see if we can get 7. I don't think anyone's got 7 now. I've had 2 people get 6 out of 6 because depending on their answers, I might add an extra bonus point. So you could be the first here. Let's see. Now,
let's
7. No pressure, Jorja. Righty. Actually, I'm gonna leave this one to last. So that's generally the one that would break it too. Favorite takeaway place?
The Chinese down the road.
Okay.
Takeaway Chinese a lot.
I'll accept that. 6 for 6. All right.
I don't know where are these these questions like what is
besides the pineapple ones, the ones that I give you a natural title. When I say your favorite foods I like, I'll give it a tick. If I don't like it, I'll give it a cross. So that's how I imagine it in my head now.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is a Perth thing as well. Apparently, it's in other states, and I'm going to have to Google it. It's being from Vic. I've never really heard of it. And trust me, when I first told Perth people, when they said this is their favourite takeaway place, and I said, what is it? I knew the name. I didn't actually know what it was, but now I actually like it based off how they say it is. Sombreros.
Yep.
Sombreros. Obviously, you would have heard of it.
Obviously, yeah. I do like sombreros.
Yeah, you do. Okay. So I never knew when I asked people of this. I never knew what it was, and a lot of the Perth girls, Jorja, had the reactions of what the flip, and I did not know what it was. But now, in the last 2 months, I've had a lot of Perth girls on. I've been stuck in my mind what sombreros is, and while I was in Perth, I did not find one.
Oh well, whereabouts were you? Because there's a few around. There's where I am. I'm in Como, so I go to Vic Park, Sombreros.
Well, Vic Park train station near where I was. That was it was in the Perth City area.
Oh, so whereabouts were you? Were you
about 2 km?
Bayswater, maybe.
It was about 2 km from Optus Stadium.
Oh, okay. So like Burswood.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have gone probably to Vic Park. Sombreros is probably the closest one for you if you're in Burswood.
Yeah, I mean, not that I was actively looking for it, but I didn't come across any. But I didn't to probably look. But anyway, here we are.
Honestly, I can tell you that it's probably not the best Mexican we have in Perth. GYG beats that 100%. So yeah,
I've heard that's always a split answer. So I think more favour sombreros, but I've had some say GYGs as well.
Yeah.
Most probably answer. Now here we go. Record 6-6. Let's break the record. Go for 7 for 7.
Yeah.
You don't like Jorja.
Sorry, that cut out as well. Can you repeat that?
That's right. This could break it. 7 out of 7 will not happen. A food you don't like.
Coriander. I probably lost, honestly, because a lot of people like coriander.
But I mean,
it's not a food. It's more a herb, but I just hate it. It's honestly the worst.
Right, let's do a redo. Is outside of coriander, is there one you don't like? That's a food, or more of a food than a spice or topping.
I don't like broccolini.
I mean, it's a veggie. I'm not a fan of veggies. I mean, I have it, but I'm not a big. I'll give you 6. That's still a record. We'll give you half a point.
Okay, record. Cool. 6.5. Great. I'll take that. Honestly.
Absolutely cool. Now, George, I've got a few more for you to do. Appreciate you coming on. Actually, 3 more. Quirks someone would say you have, Georgia, that you wouldn't necessarily like admitting.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't quite register it.
All good. What are some quirks, Georgia? Some people would say that you have that you wouldn't necessarily like to admit.
Oh, honestly, I don't. If I've met someone like new, I wouldn't probably tell them that I play video games because it's kind of like I play a lot of video games. It's kind of my quirk, and if someone told my new friend that I met that I play video games, I would probably be a bit,
Really?
like I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I just like if you play video games with me, yeah, then I play. It's like one of my quirks, but like
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, honestly, I don't. I don't have any more quirks. Look, I'm quite a boring person, to be honest. So
You said. That's okay. So Fortnite. You mentioned Fortnite earlier. So you said you're a gamer. You just said it again there. So how good are you at Fortnite? To be by the way, I haven't played games for yonks now, 6 years or something. But I played Fortnite when it was still a thing then. How were you at the game? Were you good? Were you one of those tryhards?
I wouldn't be considered as a tryhard, like a sweat. It's called a sweat, but probably I'm probably in the middle. Like I'm probably good to great. I'm probably in the between good to great.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. Yeah. So
that's fair enough.
That's probably I get mad when I lose as well, which is probably not good, but yeah.
Oh no, don't worry, I did too when I was playing playing AFL20 whatever year it was then, and WWE 2K whatever or GTA or cricket whatever version as well. I know I'll be the same. Or the game freezes on you.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the worst.
Honestly, Madden, like the football game, like the gridiron game, also makes me mad as well because it just doesn't register like I want it to register, and it's honestly very annoying. So, yeah.
So, or even when you get say a cricket in the cricket game, if you hit a 6, and the scoreboard, like you see the ball fly in the crowd, and they're like, "That's 4 runs for whoever." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I know. It's like the sensors are like broken and won't. Actually, yeah. Honestly, it pisses me off as well. If that did that to me, like I played a cricket game on my phone and it did that to me as well. So, yeah, I used to play Big Bash League on my phone when I was.
So did I.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. You get that happening, and it's gonna be real annoying. Now, this could be an interesting celebrity crush.
Hayley Steinfeld. I get it's a girl, and I have a boy as well. It's probably Paul Mescal.
Okay.
Paul Mescal and Hayley Steinfeld. Paul Mescal, you probably haven't heard of. He's from like Normal People. Have you heard of the show Normal People? Nah. Yeah, no. So that's probably one of my favorite shows as well. But he's one of my favorite actors. So he's one of my celebrity crushes. So yeah.
Now, dead or alive, Georgia, who would you love to invite to dinner? 3 people or however many?
I would probably invite those 2 people.
I thought.
Yeah, those 2 same people. Honestly. Yeah.
3-person dinner, no one else is required.
Yep, no one else. Not even mum or dad.
It's your moment, it's not theirs. They can have their own moment with someone else. That's yours.
Yeah, exactly. They can have their own celebrity crush having dinner with them.
They can have their own, and you have your own. It's your moment to shine, as I said. Now, Carlton, obviously, round 1, obviously the Blues had a nice win the other night, which I'm sure you
it was really good. Came back from, I think it was 46 points. It was good.
Yes, it was. I know. I could not believe that. I watched.
Honestly.
Obviously, I do because I cover a freaking channel based on both AFL, AFLW. But yeah, shocked. I was really shocked. I don't see how any team, I don't care if you're the best, and obviously there were two good teams. I just don't understand how someone can cough up a lead like that and in that fashion.
100%. Yeah. Well, like Brisbane played really well in the most of the game. They were the whole game they were in front, and honestly, I don't know how Carlton did that. Like, but it must have been had a good yelling at and like a 3/4 time. Get your shit together and kick some goals. So yeah,
that's right. Absolutely. And Harry McCoy obviously delivered at the Prairie. And our last one, George, just to do pressure coming on. If you could map out a dream scenario for you for football this year, what would it be? And also, I never asked this, so I'm going to ask this with this. Would it take some time off and then progress hopefully back to WAFLW? But is AFLW something you ever want to get into or want to try to get into over time?
Yes, 100%. I would like to actually play over East more in AFLW. I would like to have a go if obviously I need to get fit, but I would like to have a go at playing over East and playing with the Victorian teams and having a go at that because honestly it looks like so much fun over in Melbourne, and I would actually like to see how like Melbourne is because I haven't been there for a while, and people say it's really good to go for
it is.
Even to live there as well. So yeah.
Georgia, that'd be good to see. I mean, and whatever team you go for, I'll obviously be keeping an eye on the team. And hopefully, you go well at that team, wherever that is in the future, if that does eventuate.
Yeah. 100%. I'll definitely try to get to Carlton if I can, honestly. But yeah,
that'd be Carlton. It's got to be the VFLW Carlton, and that'd be great to see. And I really appreciate you coming. It's been great having you on. Welcome anytime. And
thank you so much, Cooper.
It's been great having you on, Georgia. All the best, and good luck at Wembley. And
thank you so much.
No worries, Georgia. Thank you.
All right. See you, Cooper.